Yo guys, it's Illumina Music signing in with another tutorial. So this one's gonna be a Futurebass / Flume style drop tutorial. So first I'm gonna play you the beat and then we're gonna analyze and explain all the details and stuff. So let's hear what we got. Alright, so let's start with the first synth. So this is just a Flume style progression which I came up with using mainly 7th chords and normal triad chords. So if you don't know anything about chords, maybe check out my How to Music Theory video to get a grip on chords. Now for the synth we're using Silent 1. And I'll put the preset in the video description for you to download. Basically, it's a basic pulsating thing made from a sine wave and saw waves with a low pass filter and the vibrating pitch here, right? So I won't bother explaining every detail about every synth that I made. I'm just gonna put the presets for you to download, right? So let's move on. We've got another synth, so it's just a sine wave, as we can see, and the special effect which you can hear is a little bit of distortion and some phaser. Now we've got another synth, it's pretty similar to the first preset. And I use the Fruity Stereo Enhancer. Just right click here and you create an automation clip and then you draw such an automation. So you get a pulsating sound. Alright, now we've got this interesting sounding thing. It's actually made with Silent 1. With the help of some external, FL Studio stuff. A whole lot of distortion. So I made it sound like a guitar. Let's hear it without the hardcore plugin. Basically without the distortion it just sounds like a saw wave, a lead stab. Now this stuff just makes it stand out, it sound almost like a guitar. And then we have the little bit of reverb. To give it some atmosphere. And I think I sidechained it to the kick. Yeah. And some EQ. To give it more high end and less low end. And then we've got some more synths. So this is the lead from the Ezra tutorial. And then we've got an arpeggio. Which I ended up, I think, not using in the beat. I'll still put the preset for you to download so you have an arpeggio preset. Now let's show you the kick. Now let's hear how it sounded before I added all of the effects on it. Now that was just your regular 909 kick, and then we added a bunch of interesting stuff like this fruity hardcore thing, distortion. So just distortion, compression and reverb, and the distortion, like, it was all the way up in the preset, and then I just lowered it so it doesn't distort too much. Then we EQ'd it. And then we use the limiter to make it more compressed. So the kick is sidechained to the main synth and to the guitar stab synth. Now let me play you the bass. We've got two different bass synths here. One is just like an 808 thing in silent, and the other one is a lot more interesting. It's like a heavy bass, which I used in the chorus. I think it's the same preset as the first bass. I just added a bunch of effects in FL Studio, like the EQ and the distortion. Let's hear it without the distortion. Yeah, the distortion just gives it a whole new dimension. Right, so that's it for the synths and the bass. I showed you the kick also, and we've got the claps. Also added the distortion. Let's hear it without the effects. Alright, now I add the distortion. And then I added the reverb. And the compression. I used two claps. They're panned slightly to the left and slightly to the right, like 15-20% to the left and to the right. So you have this wider stereo image. I've got reverb. Got the distortion. And we've got the compression. And then we've got a bunch of other percussion elements. So let's hear it. Which I panned differently to create a room. I also may have added some reverb to some of them. Then we've got more percussion. We've got this ice crack. I just made a really fast pattern with them. And I EQ'd all of the lows and the mids, so it sounds even thinner than it did. And I added a whole lot of reverb to create this sense of space. Right now, another interesting thing that I did here was the samples. Like this sample here. This is some vinyl noises tape, his stuff, which I found on a website with free samples. I think it's called Free Audio or something. So you might want to do that if you're aiming for a Flume or Disclosure type of sound. So it's pretty much always there, you know, it's just quiet and it plays in the background. And then we've got the uplifter, which is also made from a sample. It's like a cassette noise thing. I made an uplifter from it. I already showed you that in a bunch of other videos, so you already know how to create an uplifter. I don't have to show you that. That's like the basics, you know. We got some other samples here, like this one. which is actually from Vengeance Sound. It's one of those vocal tracks. Yeah, I don't know which one, but it's like a chord sound from one of those vocal tracks. I think it sounded really cool, so I sampled it in the beginning and high passed it or low cut it, and we added this thing here, an like a frequency sweep. So I used it in the beginning and in the chorus and stuff. You can hear it in the playthrough of the song. And I've got another thing which I made from the same sample. Let's just find it. Yeah, it's this thing. It's this same sample which I slowed it down and reversed it, yeah. And I also made this frequency sweep, and I used it in the beginning of the song, together with this one. And these two and the uplifter now we've got some more stuff like the subs. We've got two subs. And then I like this one so much that I reversed it. Also doubled up the kick in this part here. I just added the sub bass together with the kick, so it's a bit more powerful. It's a bit more like hard hitting sounding. And I think that's it. Now I'm gonna play the song once more, and now maybe you can pay attention to all of the details, you know, all of the stuff that's going on. And yeah, let's hear it once more. Alright, so as I said, I'll put the presets for you to download in the video description, and if you like this video, make sure to comment, like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these. I am